Hi, I'm Susan Clare, GourmetQuilter, here showing you the sew along that we're doing in 2021. Having a whole lot of fun with some blocks. I'm doing 3 colorways, so we're up to part 7 of 8 parts. Pretty exciting, getting close. So I've shown it in 3 colorways. I've got the reds and greens and whites. I've got a dark background with multicolours, and then I've suggested also some blues and whites. So I'm making all 3, so that's keeping me quite occupied. As you can see up here, I've got this week's block up here, so this is my dark background with the other colours in it. Now, a very interesting block, this one. Kind of not that hard to make, I'll go through that process in a minute, but really interesting with colour placement. This one here, I used quite a dark colour for this other triangle that we can see quite clearly here, and it tends to disappear and it allows this pinwheel to come forward. So just things to consider when you're using colours, that you can have a little bit of a play around with how things work, how they look different just by changing the colour. Amazing. So I'm going to show you how to do this block. This time there is a pattern on GourmetQuilter.com, and this time we're going to be doing something. We've done it before in the way of making up with the process. We made flying geese in the last block. If you remember, we used them in the sides. This was last time's block, and we used a little flying geese here. So it's a rectangle with a triangle on at 2 ends. So because we've done that before, I won't go through that whole process again. But this week's block is all of those. So we've just got 4, in this case 4 green ones and 4 red ones, or whatever our colours happen to be. And by doing it this way, to create this sort of look, we're getting this pinwheel in the centre of the block. If you use your more dominant colour there, so here I feel that the red is probably more dominant than the green, although it would be hard to say, and because I wanted that pinwheel to really stand out. You may have a different preference, you can change the colours however you like. So I just wanted to go through the process so we know how to make the flying geese unit, because we did that last time. We just need to make 4 of each colour. There's 2 colours in the block for each block, and we're making 2 blocks of each block that we do. So it's just a matter of making this. We know how to do all this with trimming our triangles and things, and then you join those 2 together like that so that it ends up into a unit like that. So if you make 4 units like that for each block, and then we're simply putting them together so that they form that little pinwheel there. So we make 2 sets of those, and we can top and tail them to go that way. So, and I've pressed the seam, so I press the seam, generally speaking I press the seam so that this centre one, where the point is, where there's quite a hefty overlap there, so that it can sit straight out, because this is a straight seam. We've still got to press up these little corners here, but that seems to be easier than trying to press this one down. So press your seam towards the bigger triangle, and also when we join them going that way as well. So other than that, I think you know how to make flying geese, 4 of each colour for each of the 2 blocks. Join them together into pairs like this, and then join these together into pairs, and then join that up, and then we've got to pop the frame on. So I'll go ahead and get my block finished so that I can show it to you all done, although I'm pretty sure you know how to do it by now. Here's the block all finished with the frame on so that it comes up the same size. This one is fairly similar to the next one because I've used the red and green, because I'm making a red and green quilt. How amazing is that? I think that's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way those blocks are coming up. And as I said, that was block 6 because we're at part 7, so there's only one more part to go. We've got a lot of quilting to do. You may be way ahead on your quilting. I've got a lot of quilting to do. I will see you again next time. Thank you.